All right, everybody, got some disturbing news. I just talked to my friend, um, where the cops came down. There was 4 cops that came running in, 4 cop cars. Now this is how they do it. They harass your friends, because all my other friends got pulled over, got a ticket, or this Ronnie that's living up at Jones's, the fisherman, because that's all he does is fish for information and stuff, make faulty weapons violations calls, and the police do too, because there was no weapon violations up there, at Jonesy's, and just like at my place, legal to shoot. They keep saying that. So supposedly the cops said, about guns, and how much they're gonna get me. What the fuck is going on? That is insane. That's enough to get you killed. Like I said, they're trying to kill me. And that's the first and second wreck. If you look at it, if you take a hard look at it, that's attempted murder. And no one's doing anything about it. Nobody. But plotting and planning more schemes to get rid of their thorn in their side, because they've invested so many millions of dollars already on my ass alone, I betcha, for the judges, the clerks, the all of that shit. Costs big money, records request people. I mean, when they should have left the shit alone. Like it says in my deed. Really, nobody would be pissed off when they're turning an innocent person into a felon? Jesus Christ. I don't know. I mean, I'll never quit. I'll never break. Ever. And that's what they're hoping. Ain't gonna happen. You guys are in for a ride. Like I said, and I told all the ecology and them, all them, I'm gonna sue you, cocksuckers. Now, if you want to take that as a threat, you go right ahead, but in court it'll never stand up. Which, all this other bullshit they're saying, never threatened anybody but with a lawsuit. And that's a guaranteed damn promise. Because I'm a man of my word. They just convolute and fucking bring people in to convolute everything and get other charges on you and throw spaghetti against the wall, and eventually something's going to stick, and then they just go from there. Once one sticks, it's just the ball's rolling. And you're sitting there freaking out because you don't know why this shit's happening. Because the people that you're supposed to help you are in on it. The cops, county commissioner, Lisa Janicki, McDermott, the sheriff, John Rose, Department of Ecology, who put water reviews under Bert Hoff's name when he didn't even own the property. I bought it from Douglas McIntosh, not Bert Hoff. And they write in there that I bought it from Bert Hoff. No, I didn't. He was sick on his deathbed, and they were hoping he would have died. They're predators. And supposedly Ray Wine and Bellabaugh Wine are still alive at 108 and 109. They say they're my neighbors. Yeah. And they know I got all the information to damn them, but they still won't cease and desist their fraudulent shit and keep putting warrants out for my arrest, using the cops as their own militia to silence people, drive them out of their homes, cost them all this money. I just talked to the Superior Court clerk. I asked if I could get this warrant quashed, and she said I had to get an attorney to find out that information. That is not right there violating my rights. They have violated my rights so many times, and they just keep blowing right over it, and then I wonder why I'm upset, because they don't listen. It's only for their own agenda, not for the people. That's for sure. No water reviews. I requested 3 or 4 of them. Never have been done. They did them, but they did them for somebody else, Debbie Abel, who did illegal conveyances, and I gave them all that information. It's filed, but it doesn't do anything. The prosecutor just doesn't read it and say, oh, I better not prosecute now because there's something wrong here. I've told the clerks, I've told everybody in that place of that illegal establishment of Skagit County Courthouse of what's going on. I've asked for the discovery from the public pretenders and never get it. And my information that I give them disappears, or it never gets to where it's supposed to be. And yeah, and they wonder why I'm a little upset. So I'm just a little upset. I'm not crazy. Upset, to say the least. So, the Wilsons, and they'll probably switch it over once I tell them. The Wilsons are trying to take a right away. They swapped the property's right next to Mr. Philip Wilson on Conrad Road. He's got, his house is on two separate lots. The same house. Get that. How can that be? Either the house sits in between the two lots and they have to be integrated. You can't just advertise. You can't just have on your county website that there's one lot here, and here's this house, and there's a lot next to it, and it's the same house. Yeah. And then the next lot to that says, a big lot says 0.38 of an acre. And then there's this little triangle up on the corner that says 2.60 acres. They swapped them because the big one was the right-of-way. And that's what they did over here, the property swap it with the woods and the parks and recreations. And I've got it on black and white in paper. You don't care if you believe me or not. I don't care if any of you believe me on any of this. It's all the truth. As far as I know it. I mean, they know it a lot better because there's still a lot more. But this is what I found out. So, go into property search. Look up Wilson Philip on the end of Conrad Road, over by that Tammy Johnson. Yeah. And check out those properties. He's the first two, and then there's a 3 and 4, and it should be a right-of-way, and a little triangle should be, yeah, anyway, if you're smart enough, if you're competent enough, you could find it. Seems like everybody running our system is a narcissistic con artist and very incompetent, because I've asked for all these records and they just don't seem to come up with them, but I find them eventually because I'm just learning. I'm not very good on the computer, got to admit. So, nothing illegal about that, but they sure do take advantage of you about that if you don't. That's for sure. And won't give you any help whatsoever. Get an attorney. They're supposed to help you. That's the county. That's the people you're supposed to trust to help you. But no. Criminalize, demonize you, drive you out so they can get their $32 million in revenue, and Kirkland will bottle water back, and they can develop the area and, fuck over the neighbor, the new guy. And I'm not the new guy anymore. There's 2 more new guys rather than me. Why aren't they picking on them? Because they're in on it now, because one of them is Debbie Abel's friend. Bought Ed's old place, which I'm going to put the extortion paper on video here in a little while, about the $85,000 fine, which is unheard of. I don't care what you say. They never let it get that high. They sent it to collections before then. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then then Ed sells it to the county. The county, they wipe off they only say it was $7,000 fine. And then sell it back to Ed, and then Ed sells it to. How does that work? How did that work? Can everybody do that, or are they just doing special ops for people? I mean, scratch my back, scratch yours, or something, because that's not the way the government's supposed to work. Especially John Rose writing people's names and taking water reviews, and why would they put it under Berthoff's name if it wasn't his water? Now I ain't got none, and these people do. Yeah, right. Because there was a hot water tank inside, a sink, everything. States right in there. And, yeah. There's still pipe under the ground. Still, that came over to my house. Just got to dig it up. But they won't, Ecology won't do an on-site investigation because they don't want to turn their head geologist in for fraud. Title fraud, everything. The neighbors, title fraud, everything. You name it. Lies, defamation, slander. Just rich with stink. And the courts are supposed to smell that shit before it gets too far. And I brought it to their attention and they won't do nothing. Judge Gilbert. Gilbert something. Dirty motherfucker. That's right, Gilbert. Oath and bond. I'm holding you to your oath and bond. You've already failed. And I'm going to prove it. Never going to stop. That's right. Too late, Tony. Peace, love, joy. Over and out.